Hi, Sagittarius. This is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamolen, Psychic Medium. Welcome to your August 2025 psychic prediction for my singles. Today, I'm going to ask my spirit guides, what do you see coming? What is coming towards you? Any new energy? I have some charms. I have some initials, evidence. Maybe you can confirm a love that's around you. So let's get started. Let's call in our spirit guides and let's get to these clues. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's been newly guided here for the first time. Spirit, please share with me for my Sagittarius. What is it that you have for us for August 2025? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Spirit, please share with me. What do you have for us? I'm listening for you now. I have smooth sailing, a period of ease. Okay, so it's nothing better than starting a relationship and it's easy. And I just had this in my last reading, and it's always, if I don't have to fight it, I don't have to struggle, I don't have to work so hard, it makes you think that, you know what, this could be pretty good, right? So maybe something's coming into you. It's a feeling of, it's just, I don't know, the wind is blowing it in, you know, it's coming in with the wind. The birds before they land, the promise of arrival. I love that. I love that. Is it Spirit's way of saying, I'm about to come here? Is it Spirit's way of saying your love is about to arrive? Your love is arriving. You know, maybe it's the Spirit's way of saying it's coming in with the birds, right? With the wind, the birds. How sweet. And let's get a couple more of these. I have the octopus, intelligence and adaptation. I like the arms of the octopus. I like this feeling of there could be a lot of different things I love about this person, like multifaceted, you know, like they're intelligent, they're smart, they're humorous, they have a great sense of self-confidence, they're caring, kind, you know, like I feel like each of those kind of testicles, I guess they are, is telling me that there's all these kind of moving parts and pieces to this one collective energy. And I like it all. I like all these different parts. So you could have somebody that's really interesting to you. And I have sink or swim. The choice is yours. So you can see he kind of is like fell off the boat or something, but you know what? He can kick his feet and go back up, right? And the choice is always yours. You know, that's, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about what you want. So you choose who you want to invite into your life. You choose whose energy is, I'm going to say, worthy of your time. And bottom of the deck, they're saying a whirlpool, spiraling momentum. Okay. They're saying spinning. Okay, my head is spinning. Maybe you make this person's makes their head spin. Like my head's gonna pop off. My head is spinning. You know, I'm so in love with you. My head's gonna pop off. You know, like that kind of a feeling. Spirit, please share with me. What is it that you have? My head is spinning. Okay. I have a Two of Pentacles. I have a Four of Cups. I have a Hanged Man. And I have Strength. They're saying again, the choice is yours. So do you have a choice? Are there two people that want you? Are there two people that are interested in you? That's nice. Two people. And maybe you're putting, you know, it was almost this feeling of I'm just going to kind of wait and see. with that 4 cups and Hanged Man. I'm going to wait and see. And it's almost like the strength is like, God, just give me the sign. Like, which one should I put more energy into and which one is the right choice? Sometimes when you're talking to different people, you know, you like certain things about one person and you like certain things about a different person. You wish you could combine the two, but one will stand out, Spirit just said. And then it will be kind of like you made the right choice. Okay. So you're not going to make the wrong choice, but you are going to have a choice. Wow. Okay. I have a Knight of Swords. I have a Queen of Pentacles. I have a Page of Pentacles. And I have a 5 of Wands. One of them is more trouble than you want. Okay. There's probably some red flags in the back of your mind that, and it's not anything they're doing. It would be maybe you've already raised your kids and their kids are still much younger, and you'd have to be like have stepchildren if you ended up together, and you'd be like raising another set of kids, and maybe you're like, I can do that. I mean, yeah, of course, I love kids, but you're like, oh, do I really want to do that? You know, so I feel like they're either attached to something or there's it would make a big impact on your life, Spirit's saying. Okay. And so that kind of puts me on hold a little bit. And then I've got somebody else that I feel like when I talk to them, they make me feel really good about myself. They make me feel like everything that I'm doing, I'm making the right choices, or I'm doing the right thing, or I do a good job. So they could be really supportive. They could be somebody that says everything's going to work out fine. You know, they have a good way to say things to calm you or to tell you that, you know, you are doing the right thing or you did do the right thing. But they're sharing with me this person in particular is a really good listener, and that might be something that you pick up on. And I just feel like you like the fact that they support you emotionally. And maybe that's what the hook is. Maybe that's how maybe you choose this person for that reason, that I can talk to them. And I feel like when I talk to them, they really listen, which would be a great reason to be with somebody. So the other thing that was coming into me was the little baby turtles. There was something, it was almost like this movement into the water. And if you've ever watched the little baby turtles, when they hatch, they're far, far away from the water, and they're like these little baby turtles. And it's like, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. And they're trudging along the beach, and it's like so far away, and it's amazing. And like, I'm not giving up. I know I'm going to make it to the water. I'm going to make it to the water. And then they make it to the water, and then they're like swimming, and it's just amazing. And it felt like there's something about you that like, I'm trudging on that beach and I'm not giving up. I'm going to make it to the water. And I know that once I'm in the water, I'm going to be able to be free and float and be happy. And that's where I'm supposed to be, energy. So there was something going on there with me. But yeah, the little baby turtles. Bottom of the deck, I have a King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and a 9 of Wands. So I'm feeling that I've been waiting for my knight. I would say that. I got to tell you, I feel like, unfortunately, one person who's interested in you has more on their plate than you're willing to sign up for. And I feel like it's more about that. They could be a great person. They could be really charming. You could be really interested in them. But in the big picture of life, they've got they just have, their whole package, so to speak, has more than what you're really ready to sign up for. And we all choose to be with people for different reasons. If you don't want little kids in your life again, then you're not going to date that person. If this person is responsible for, my mother lives with me because I have to, take care of her, well, then you're going to be living with that person's mother, someday. So there's something going on with this particular person that there's just more than you're willing to sign up for. But you are, you're interested in them. And it's kind of like, I wish it was a little easier. Knight of Cups, King of Swords. You got somebody who I feel like isn't going to drop the ball. It's romantic, but it feels more day to day than that. It feels like, is it romantic to say, hey, I'm on my way. Can I stop at the store and get you anything to save you a trip? Yeah, I would say that's kind of romantic, depending on what stage in life you are. Like, you know what, if I don't have to go out and get myself toilet paper, I'm thrilled, right? So this part of me feels like this person is already including you in their life right from the start. Like, how do I make your life a little bit easier? They're not like smothering you with flowers and candy. They're stopping on the side of the road and getting you a sandwich because you haven't eaten all day. So I just feel like it's more day to day, and that, I don't know, in a very charming way is my Knight of Cups. Like, that is so sweet. Like, you got a good catch there. Like, if you were to mention it to somebody else, they're like, my person never stops for me and gets me a sandwich thinking I'm hungry, So I just feel like it's the everyday life, if that makes sense, that this person engages in. And I feel like that's what you're attracted to. You already can see that they could become a part of your life very easily. How gorgeous. Spirit, tell me more. I have introverted. Okay, somebody maybe a little bit quieter than the other, a little bit of a book. I got somebody reading in the window. Maybe I like to read quietly. I like my quiet space. I've got somebody's tall. Okay, somebody's tall. I've got technology. Someone leans more towards computer and technology. It could be the field that they're in. They're in the technical field. A little bit nerdy. I feel like they are a self-proclaimed nerd. Now, whether they're a nerd or not, I feel like that's how they describe themselves. I'm a nerd. I'm a bookworm. I read all the time. I look things up on the computer. I'm always on my phone. I like the latest technology. I'm totally into keeping up with computers and phones and the latest this and the latest that. I'm the person you ask on how you do it, So, but I feel like it's like that. They know that about themselves. I have ginger hair. Okay. Somebody's could be a redhead or have redheads in their family. I have skinny, tall, skinny. Okay. In shape. Looks like they work out. I have very grounded. That's probably one of the things they pride themselves on. I'd like to think that I'm not like going off the deep end in different areas of my life. I like to be stable and secure. I have immature. Okay, so somebody's more immature than the other. Maybe somebody has like that juvenile, I call it sophomoric sense of humor. Like, you're telling jokes like a 12-year-old, that farting is funny, So maybe somebody has that kind of silly, goofy, sophomoric sense of humor. It's just who they are. It doesn't mean they're doing it all the time. Spirit, please share with me. Tattoo. Look for a tattoo. Okay, maybe somebody's got a tattoo on their arm. I have psychology. I'm going to say studied psychology in college. I don't know if they're a psychologist, but possibly has had a lot of psychology. They could be a social worker, nurse. You know, we could be connected to counseling in some kind. But so I've studied a lot of psychology, something like that. I have kinky. I don't think we have immaturity or kinky. I think we have like little things that happen that somebody could say, you know, that's kinky, you know, but is it teasing? I think it's more playful than anything. I don't think it's like an ongoing thing. I'm not going to worry about that. If it is, maybe it's a red flag. I have retail, working in retail. I love retail. A lot of people love retail. I work in retail, and let's get one more of these. I have stingy. Okay. I'm not going to say stingy as much as I'm careful, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't just blow money. All right. It's not that I'm stingy. It's not that I won't spend money, but I won't blow money either. And I feel like there's a difference. So I'm going to go with that. Let's see what the letters are. Let's get some initials. So first initials, last initials, possibly a name for those of you that may be trying to confirm a connection for August or right now when you watch this. And I'm going to get this big handful of little dice. All right, let me just organize these for you. So I have E, D, B, U. I have O, E, F. F. I have L, A. L, A. Do we live in Florida? Do we live in LA? I have G, K, T. I have H, V, X, Z, and I have C. Gorgeous. Okay. Flag. I see flag. I always love when like words jump out at me. It's like when you're a kid, like, what do you see? Do you see any words? So there's flag. All right. That's the one that jumps. I see all kinds of things sometimes. I should do that. I should just say, this is what I'm seeing. These are names I'm seeing. Also, maybe I'll do that. Maybe next time. Always thinking. All right, let's see what I want you to know. Spirit, tell me. A promise of love arriving. And I also liked this, my head is spinning. I liked that a lot, you know. The person, like, I'm falling so in love with you, my head's going to pop off. Like, what are you doing to me? What have you done to me? I have the number 420, relax. Maybe it's a really comfortable connection. I feel relaxed with you. That's a big one because you don't want to be, a lot of us are empathic. So you don't want to pick up on other people's energy that makes you feel anxious or stressed, or all of a sudden I'm angry because you had a bad day at work. So if you're empathic, you have to be very much aware of what your other person's energy is all the time, because you may be living it. So if they make you feel a certain way and you're wondering, why do I feel this way? You're picking up on their energy. It's so important. So if you feel relaxed or you feel comfortable, you feel at peace, you know, those are good things. I have 2713. I like the big I, mindfulness. I'm just going to say, like, I feel the connection is how I feel. Like, intuitively, I feel the connection. I'm very mindful of who you are, of what you are, where you're coming from. I'm appreciative, Spirit just said, of kind of the quality person you are, or all that you have to offer. So I'm very mindful of how lucky I am. I'm going to say it that way also. I think this person's going to realize how very lucky they are to have found you. I have 413. There's a lot of synergy. I love synergy. Synergy is, how do you define it? You know, the two people that just work so well together. They have so much in common. They click. you know, they're just incredible. Sometimes they're that power couple that feed off of each other and support each other and cheerlead each other on. What I don't know, you know, and we just kind of, you know, pull together. So synergy is such an awesome couple energy. It really is beautiful. The number 4141, and I have a habit. How about I want to make you my habit? How about I want you to become part of my life? They're correcting me. They're saying that no, this person has I don't want to say, I'm going to say routines as opposed to habits. Okay. That they eat the same thing every morning for breakfast. They get up at the same time. They take a shower before bed instead of in the morning. Okay. You know, like whatever it is, they have their habits. Those are their routines. That's their habit, and they're not breaking their habits. Like it works for them. So it's more like that. I'm not feeling drugs or addictions or anything like that. So that feels fine. Let's get some charms. Let's see what the charms are saying. Now these do have some numbers as well, and maybe the numbers will connect you. So I've got this beautiful bowl, and I'm going to get the numbers first. And maybe their birth date. They could be months that make sense to you. And I have the number 13, lucky 13. I have a 6, June. I have a 2, could be February, 6 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 days. I have the number 30, could be an age also. I have 21. Okay. And let's get, I'm going to get a handful of little dice or little charms. And okay, let me see what I'm feeling. What's this guy? Shark. Maybe those little turtles going into the they were running on the beach, you know, like sharks in the water. Jaws 50th anniversary. Shark. You know, I mean, everybody's afraid of the sharks out there, right? I don't want to be used. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be hurt, you know, so it could be just a fear. It could be somebody's fear of, I'm just tired of being used by, I don't know, that just feels like controlling or abusive energy. But everything about this person is, it feels more easy. It feels more relaxed. So it could be Spirit's way of saying, I'm getting rid of the shark. I'm getting rid of somebody that felt like was always attacking you. I mean, there are people that you feel like they're always attacking you. You're like, no matter what you said to them, they were like, ooh, you know, on you. So maybe that we're struggling with that. I have a Christmas bell. The name Bell, the Bella. I don't know. I just feel like the name Bell. Bella? I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting it that way, but I'm going to go with the Christmas bell and the Christmas tree, more as a celebration. We celebrate Christmas, or we celebrate the same holidays. How about that? I have a double-decker bus. And I have a train, and you know what? It feels like a planned vacation. What is this? This is a big palm tree. Okay. I feel like it's travel. I feel like this person, I do a lot of travel. I do, like, the double-decker bus to me is more like a sightseeing bus. Even the train, like, you know, you take a train, you know, maybe through to sightsee too, but it feels more like I'm traveling. So this could be somebody that you have big plans to travel with, or you're entering into a phase in your life where you can afford to travel, or that's something that this person really wants to do. Like, or that's something that you want to do. And going back to that choice, maybe the choice was the other person has something attached to them that, you know, their kids are still in high school. They can't travel. They don't have time. They got to be there for the kids. So it's something, there's some kind of attachment that you're like, oh, I don't know if I want that anymore, because maybe you've moved on. Maybe you're at a different phase in your life. You can afford to travel right now, you know, or you're on the other end, you haven't had children yet, and you want to travel before you have your children, you know, so there could be something going on. I have a scale of justice, so we could have a commitment. We could have somebody that's thinking about a commitment. I do have another book. So I do have a little bit of a, well, it's a book on this side, but on this side, it's got little flowers, and it's got a toolbox, but they're small tools. You know what they look like? It looks like a feminine toolbox, but like a folding, you know, like it has scissors, and it has like a little screwdriver. It has a little this. But the other way it came into me was almost like dental hygienist tools. Somebody who works with smaller tools. So it could be somebody, and I do have a wrench. So maybe somebody who works with tools, but I'm not feeling big tools, but maybe somebody's making something. They make jewelry. They make, I don't know, something that requires, you know, using some kind of instrument. So Dremel machines or crafts of some kind. So maybe it's part of a hobby. I do have a horn. I have a horn, but it's not coming into me as playing a horn. It's coming into me as tooting a horn, that this person is going to be so proud to be with you. They can't wait to tell everybody. So they can't wait for you to meet their family. I almost feel like I'm talking with my hands a lot too. Maybe they're Italian. Maybe they talk with their hands all the time, or their family does. I feel like it's a big family. I feel like you're going to fit right in. I feel like I can't wait for you to meet everybody. We do a lot of family things together. They're going to love you. I feel like that's a big thing going on. It's a big family, and we do a lot together. So they can't wait for you to meet everybody. They're going to toot their own horn, like, look at who I'm with. So that feels good. And I have a donut. Okay. So I'm going to say that their secret passion, or their, remember their habit, maybe part of their habit is they stop every morning at Dunkin' Donuts and they get themselves a cup of coffee, but they do throw in the donut, and maybe they're not proud of it, but they do it anyways. And maybe that's a really strong clue that this person definitely eats a donut every morning. Somebody does out there. They're still in business, right? So somebody does out there. So this is that is their weakness, Spirit's saying, is they have a distinct sweet tooth, and they love donuts. Donuts are definitely something there is a go-to in the morning. Okay. So no nutritional value, but they don't care. Maybe they can do it. Weren't they tall and skinny? All right. So they're tall and skinny. They can get away with eating donuts. So I'm really, really jealous now. Okay. They can get away with it. Spirit, please share with me. What is it you need me to know? I have a Knight of Wands. I have a Nine of Wands. I have a Hermit. And I have a Six of Pentacles. You know, the Hermit came into me with the Lantern as I'm going to find you. So for those of you that are struggling with, I can't find anybody. There's nobody out there. Everybody's a loser. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. I don't know how, but somehow they're going to find you. And, you know, the needle in the haystack, right? But I do feel like we're meant to be together. I do feel like there's, even if it's hard to get to that place, I feel like once we're together, there's a lot back and forth. There's synergy, there's passion, there's love. So what's the bottom of my deck? I have an 8 of Swords and an Ace of Wands. So a little bit of this is the first person that I'm going to say 2 ways. It could be the first person you've been intimate with for a long time, or you are even considering being intimate. And the first person that you're letting in, that you're actually really interested in this person. Okay. I do, like, going back to the beginning, I do feel like there's 2 people interested in you, but this might be the one that you actually let in. And you say, I want to see where this goes. I do. Let's see what the loving messages are. Spirit, share with me some loving messages. What is it that you need me to know today? Sagittarius, August. I'm trying to figure out a plan. I want to get to you. I want to see you. Let's get together. Let's spend the weekend together. Also a planner. The person who likes to know where we're going, at what time, and do we have reservations? So you could be lucky that you've got a planner coming into your life. The person who doesn't just fly by the seat of their pants. The person who actually, if we're going to travel, they actually have a schedule of where we're going and when. I see the way you shine. You are an angel. Gorgeous. I can't live without you. I love that. I want you in my life. I want to talk to you, but I don't know what to say. And so I feel like they're waiting for you to make a decision. They could know that you're dating other people. They could know, and they're just kind of patiently hoping that you do pick them and say, I want to be exclusive. Let's give this a chance. So they don't want to, say anything to blow it in the beginning, but they could know that you've been dating other people if that's what's going on. Maybe you told them, I've been dating a couple different people. Nothing major, but I can't stop thinking about you. I feel like they have a crush on you, and I feel like they almost hold their breath until you say, I really only want to see you. And I really want to give this a chance, because I think realistically, most people, maybe you go out with somebody once or twice and then you do give them a fair chance. You don't date somebody casually for 6 months and date other people for 6 months. You might go out with them once or twice and then decide if you want to put more time into them. But I think this person had a crush on you from the moment they met you. And I think they're just kind of fingers crossed, hoping that I feel like they feel you're perfect for them. And that's what they're kind of hoping. They hope you choose them. Yeah. I dream about holding and kissing you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect. Let's put this out into the universe. How beautiful. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. I want to thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Please hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment below. I've been reminding everybody that I don't answer questions in the comments. I get a lot of questions, private questions. If you have a single question, my website has a mini reading on it for $45. One question. It's a 10-minute recorded reading. You might be interested in that. Check out my website at kathymamolin.psychicmedium.com for full readings if you're interested. And I hope you guys have a great August. I think that, what did they say in the beginning? This feeling of a promise of love's arrival. I'll take that. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.